Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Kotobukiya Hexagear 124 scale Governor Light Armor Type Rose. So this is from the Governor line of the Hexagear kits that are basically like kind of like the figures that go along with the mecha things that are in the line. So it's in 124 scale, so it's going to be relatively small. And these are not very cheap. I think the list price for this one is 1,700 yen, but you should be able to find it for usually around 15 bucks or so. But $15 for a small little plastic 124 scale figure it's pretty pricey, I'll admit. So I was a little bit hesitant to getting any of these, but I figure I at least need to check out one of them just to see what they're like. And so this one was obviously a pretty cool looking one here. She's got the sword and the long ponytail on there. It's just a pretty cool looking figure. The other ones were just not really to my taste so much, but so we're going to be taking a look at this, and then yeah, it should be pretty interesting. So the front box art there, pretty cool with this nice illustration on the top, and then it's just going to be kind of the same stuff there. As you've seen on the side, it's just some different action poses here that are done with that. This is of a painted prototype or a painted kit anyway, so it won't look exactly like that just straight out of the box. Here on the side, again, just to look at some of the details and weapons and all units, so basically everything that it comes with. It comes with the figure itself and a couple different hand options, a couple different swords. That's like where the hand is molded together with the sword, I believe, and then just one sword without any hand molded on it, and then you get a couple different guns. So a couple of guns without hands molded together, and then a couple of guns with hands molded on there, I believe. We'll take a look at that, of course, once we get the box open. And you also get like this big postcard in here. I think it's just the same thing like with the Blockbuster, came with that as well. So let's just get it open. Alright, so there's that postcard. Pretty cool. It's not actually a postcard, it's similar to a postcard anyway. On the back there's a bunch of information there about that, I guess. And yeah, so pretty cool illustration there. That is one of the other governors that is available. Kind of really, it's a cool looking thing, but like the eyes, I don't know why the eyes are looking like sad droopy eyes like that. It looks kind of weird. We have our instruction manual here with the kind of like line illustration of the character. On the back, again, just some more information with the big logo there. The color guide here at the bottom, if you want to match the colors exactly, it gives you those mixtures all in Japanese, but you can just easily translate that. We have our parts list here, and then just the construction, I'm guessing relatively simple. It's really only going to be a few parts, it's only so big. And then how to mount that in the Blockbuster. So, alright, let's get a look at what we've got here. So first off, a look at the couple of pre-painted parts we have included in here. It's like the main part for the body, which is molded in red, but then you have the white breastplate, let's call it, painted there in white. And then the part for the head, you have that is molded in like flesh tone, but then you have the hair painted on there. Now you only get one option for the head. Really would have been cool if they would have given you a second option for a head without wearing the mask on the face, like the sunglasses things or whatever, the visor. But unfortunately, just this one option is all that we get for the head. Then you got your hand options here. Again, as you can see, they're just all molded in gray. So you've got closed fists, open hands, the hands holding the gun, knife, weapons, and then just some plain holding hands there. And then you've got your hands holding the swords, again, just all molded in one color. And this extra little hexagonal piece for something. Runner A is actually the largest of the runners, but this is just molded in a kind of magenta pink kind of color for that. Runner B is just molded in a kind of dull dark blue color. Runner C is in a really dark brown color there for, again, just the gun on its own and then just the sword on its own. And then Runner D looks like we've got a few joint parts and things on there, again in that dark brown color. Runner E is a tiny little single piece in a very dark brown color, a little bit different from the dark brown on the C and D runner, but this is just for the one eye mask part. Runner F in this light tannish yellow color is some parts for the hair. Runner G, a couple more parts here in this kind of very light lavender color. And then Runner K, a few more parts on there, and that is it. So that is everything, relatively simple. I'm just going to go ahead and put this together and we'll take a look at how it comes together. Okay, and when it's all built up, here is how it's going to look, and it is incredibly small, I have to say. Man, for the list price of this and what you get just straight out of the box here, it really is going to feel a little bit disappointing just because of how small this is. Now, that said, if you're the kind of person who's into like playing like tabletop games or things like that, like Warhammer or something, where you're used to paying a pretty high price for very small things, then maybe this is not going to be all that disappointing for you. It might be something that you're kind of used to, but in comparison, I think like the detail and like the crafting on some of those things definitely seems much higher than what we've got here. Now, the trade-off is that this is really articulated, which is nice. To have a figure this small to be this well articulated is definitely cool. It's not like the best articulation ever, but again, for the size, it's pretty good. But I would say if you are interested in getting this or any of the other governors from the Hexagear line, I would definitely wait to try to get them on sale or something, because at the full price of 1700 yen for this, there's a lot of really fantastic high grades from Bandai that you could get for that amount. And I don't want to do that in like these reviews of different Kotobukiya kits or something like that, compare like say, well, you could get a high grade for the same price, or you could get 2 master grades for the same price of this one kit, because that's just kind of, it's just different. You can choose how you want to spend your money. You don't have to always compare things like that. But when you do have a pretty high price for something like this, I feel like it is something that people are definitely going to take into consideration when they're wanting to decide whether to pick this up or not. Okay, and so of course I need to give you guys some size comparisons so you can see it compared to other things to get an idea of really how small it is. But before I do that, I do want to just go over the articulation first so that you can know about kind of how well articulated it is first, and then once you see the size, you should be pretty surprised. So let's just go over this. One thing I was kind of surprised to find out is that main torso piece is actually soft rubber. So like there's a piece that you have to fit into there, and you have to kind of actually bend the rubber around that to kind of fit the piece in, which would be the joints for the neck and the shoulders to fit into there. But the first thing is the ponytail is of course just on a ball joint, so you can move that around as you need. The neck of course is also on a ball joint that will look up to there, and then all the way down to there. I have heard from someone that this part here for the bangs, part of the hair hanging out the front there, can fall out easily. It hasn't fallen out yet on me, but just as a warning to you guys, I think it would still probably be safe to go ahead and glue that if you're worried. Then the head of course will tilt side to side and turn and all that. So you've got a joint there in the center of the torso as well, so you can bend and crunch and move that side to side all like that. I do like the asymmetry of the shoulders having this extra armor here over on this side. The shoulder itself will come up to about 90 degrees on that side. On this side, a little bit more without the shoulder armor on there. And then we've got rotation there at the top of the bicep, and then a single joint at the elbow giving you more than 90 degrees for a pretty decent bender. The way that the elbows and knee joints are made is that the two parts fit together, and then you have this small little round part that you can see there. It's actually just like a plastic pin that you just fit into there. So you had these little pins like this, and they actually have an extra set of them in case like you lose them or something, I guess, so you have extras. But those pins you'll just fit into there to make the knee and elbow joints, which is pretty interesting. For this small scale, it makes sense, I guess. I wouldn't really want anything like that, anything in a larger scale. And then the wrist is just on a ball joint, this part right there like that. At the hips, the legs can go all the way out to the side like that, and to the front all the way up to there, about 90 degrees. And you also have some rotation there in the center of the thigh between the purple and the kind of reddish part. Then the single joint in the knee is going to be like with the elbow. It gives you more than 90 degrees, but not as much as a double joint would have given you. And down here in the ankles is actually the one point of articulation that I wish that this kit did have that it doesn't have, is there's no way to move the ankles side to side, to bend them side to side. You can only move them forward and back, as just this foot is just kind of one solid high heel piece like that, which just rotates back and forth, and that's it. So now that you've seen what it can do, let's have a look at a comparison to a high grade Gunpla here. As you can see, it's very, very small, as it doesn't even come up to the waist of a 1/44 scale Gundam. For another quick size comparison, here it is compared to my phone. Now let's just quickly review the weapons and things that it comes with. So here is the sword just by itself, and then we have two more swords here with the left and right hands attached onto them. So it's pretty ingenious that they made the weapons with hands attached onto them, so you don't have to worry about them having to actually hold the weapons and those like not being able to be held or falling out of the hands or whatever. The same thing here with the guns as well. So here is the pistol just by itself, and two versions of that with the left and right hands attached on there as well. And if you're wondering if the knife blade can be removed, it can't. It's just all molded together. So obviously you could just very easily cut that off if you wanted. But if you did want to have these holding onto something different, you do have some holding hands included. And then we've also got some open kind of judo chopping hands here as well for the left and right, as well as just the closed fists, which I've got on the kit there already. And the last couple bits here are options for the back. So at the back of the figure, there's the hexagon shape adapter point there. So this one you just plug that into there, and then you've got your peg hole for just plugging this onto an action base. The thing is, I'm scared to put that in because I don't know how I'm going to get it out once it's in there, so a little bit nervous about that. This other one is for holding the weapons. So you can take your sword and have it held in like that to be able to be plugged into the back like so, for carrying the sword on her back like that. And of course you can change the angle forever, however you wanted to do that. You can also set the sword in here vertically, just kind of between there like that. and then you could store it like that as well, just straight up and down on the back like that. Now the manual doesn't include this, but you could also store the pistol on here by having the backside of the knife blade fitting onto there, into there like that. It's a little bit loose, but I think you could keep it like that if you really wanted to. But where you can really store this is actually here on the side of the leg. There's this peg sticking off the side of the knee there, so you can store this onto there instead. Admittedly, it looks a little bit goofy just because how far the handle and the knife blade are sticking out off the back of the legs, so I'm not really too big of a fan of that, but you can put it there if you want. And then I almost forgot, one final accessory is an option part for the hair. So if you wanted something a little bit more utilitarian looking and not this big giant ponytail off the back of the head, you can have it tied up like that, and that's also pretty cool. So that's a nice option part to be included. And then just one quick thing I'll say too about the stability of trying to pose the kit making a stand. It's kind of hard to get this kit to stand up. The feet are very small and you're standing on those high heels, which are at a pretty extreme angle. They're very tall high heels. So it's a little bit tricky to get to stand. It takes a little bit of guess and test trying to get the balance just right, but it is very, very nicely posable. Again, for the size, I mean, the articulation of this thing is definitely very impressive, and the option parts they have included are not bad at all. You have different options for the guns and the swords and storing that in different places on the kit, and different options for the hair, so the accessories really aren't too bad. Do I think that that makes up for the high cost of the kit? Still, no. It's still overpriced in my opinion, for sure. But at least you have some options in there, and if this is something that you do decide you want to take the plunge to get, either this one or any others in the line, and there are a bit differences of course as to what each of them do come with, but in the case of this particular kit, if you do decide to get it, I think you'll be pleased with the different options that you have in terms of posing this based on the articulation, and the weapons that you have included for that do give you a wide range of different posing options, and you can have fun just keeping it on your desk and just changing up the pose every now and then or something like that. Or if you do want to work it into a full-on diorama or something like that, or using this with any of the full Hexagear kits, then it should work pretty well. And that's what we're going to be taking a look at in the next review. Of course, we'll be taking a look at, I'll be doing my review of the Blockbuster, and then we'll use this in the review of that as well, just to test out how it works having a governor actually flying that. So that'll be in the next video. If you guys do have any other further questions and comments about this and the governor line in general, I guess you can leave that down below, but I haven't built any of the ones except for this one, so I guess questions only related to this would be best. And let me know what you guys think. I'm sure a lot of you will agree with me that it's pretty overpriced, but have you bought any of these? Do you plan on buying any of them? What do you think about the line in general so far? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section there down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.